in the 21st day of February, just a couple of days away from a big event over at Reaching the World Bible Church. And Perderous Coleman, along with the senior pastor Henry Looney of Reaching the World Bible Church, join us this morning. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Perderous, this is a big event for not only you and your family, but for the church and for honoring of God. Tell us all about this single release concert.
Well, this is my debut single, and where else to do it is to come home. And I'm really excited, not only to bring some phenomenal artists with me, but just to be able to come home and share this with my family, my church family. It's a big accomplishment, so I'm honored and I'm blessed to be able to come back home and then share this day with everyone.
Now, this is your first single release.
It is.
And Sleeping Prepared is the title of the project. How'd you come up with that?
I was at work, actually. This song is almost about 2 years old now. And God began to give me the lyrics to this song while I was at work. So I remember just jumping up. I stopped what I was doing and went to begin to write this song. And it's talking about everything that's going on in the world today with our young people. Our church coming back as, one. A lot of people, it's sad to say, but a lot of people have run away from the church because they've seen so much in the church. A lot of people have been hurt by certain churches. And I just believe that, it's time that we link up as one and begin to go out here and find the lost and let them know that we love them just as well as Christ loved them. So it's a deep song, and I'm really excited to share this. I feel like it's a right now word for the days and time that we're living in.
Brother Henry, his description fits the church world almost to a T, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And Perderous has always been a humble but a very energetic and outgoing young man, and I'm excited with him. And I know his family is, and the church family definitely is at just the potential of what is going to happen, not only Saturday, but in his future.
Perderous, how did you get started in music?
Wow, man, I've been singing since I was about the age of 6.
And how old are you now?
I'm 24.
Okay.
I'll be 25 next week.
Right. Well, happy birthday.
Thank you so much. I really don't think it took me until about the age of 13. My pastor's wife, Pastor Ella, I remember one day at choir rehearsal, we was going over a song, and for many years I just, I did background. I sang in the choir, I never led. And it was a certain song we was going over, and she pointed me out, and she was like, I want you to sing this song. And I looked at her and was like, huh? But from that day forward, and it's always a blessing to have people in your life that see things in you that you really can't see in yourself. And she seen that gift, and she pulled it out of me. She did, and I'm grateful for that. And from that day forward, I have never left the stage, never left behind the microphone, and that's my comfort zone. And that's when I realized this is my ministry. This is what I'm supposed to do.
So tell us about the event coming up Saturday over at Reaching the World Bible Church.
Oh man, it's gonna be phenomenal. I'm really, really excited. We got some phenomenal artists that's coming. Actually, we have 4 artists that's coming. And Tyrus Russell, Rosalind, Janae, Mariah, all of us gonna be there. I'm super excited about it. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice.
Now, Brother Henry, Reaching the World Bible Church is hosting the single release concert. I know you guys are pumped about that, expecting a large crowd there.
Well, we are. Everybody I've talked to said they're coming. So we're advising folks to get there early. It's going to start at 3:00, and with Perderous along with the other artists, I got introduced to the MJ Music Productions, and they're excited about coming to Sylacauga and ministering. It is a ministry to them. I heard their leader talk about, because I sit in on the rehearsal, and how we're ministering out, we're ministering God, and even prompting them to know that the Holy Spirit is going to lead this, and that excited me, and it made me even more comfortable. This is the first time we've had a gospel concert at the church, especially with any artist, but with our own, one of our own, it's just makes it that much more just a blessing. And Perderous' whole family is musically inclined, and they're, as I said, they're excited. The church is, and I think the people of Sylacauga and of the world are going to be introduced into something that's fantastic, someone who is fantastic and loves God and wants to distribute that out to everybody.
Perderous Coleman is set to do the single release concert. What goes into putting something like this together? You just don't snap your finger and open the church doors and let's go with it.
Absolutely not. It takes a lot of hard work and dedication. Being in the studio late at night over into the morning, still maintaining another life outside. You know, I'm a graduating senior from Talladega College. I'm in school.
Great for you.
I work and pursuing music. So it's, you know, I work in the church. So I wear different hats, but my prayer is that, Lord, just allow me to wear each hat well. And anything and everything I do, I want to do it to please Him. This is ministry. You know, if I win not one Grammy, one award, my reward, I want to hear Him say is, well done, my good and faithful servant. So that's my all-time goal. This is ministry. I want to lead people to Christ. And I really believe this is my ministry, and I want to do it through releasing my music.
Wow. Brother Henry, that makes you swell with pride, doesn't it? just to know that a young man is totally dedicated to the ministry, but he's got his head on straight. You know, he's a student at Talladega College, but he knows the direction that the Lord is sending him forth in.
That's exciting, I know, for him, but just to hear him talk, you know, about now, this hadn't just started. I mean, he said since 6 he's been in church. I've known him all his life. So as far as that, and to watch him grow and watch how God has used him in music ministry and church, but now just branching off, and the excitement that I know is stirring even in the congregation and along with his family is just something that we can't wait to just the birth. It's like a new birth taking place, and God is about birthing and producing excellence, and that's what this young man is about as well.
Well, it starts at 3 o'clock on February the 24th at Reach of the World Bible Church. And those of you who live outside the area, it's at 109 North Cannon Avenue. You can Google it and GPS it, and you can get right to the church. And a lot of artists that maybe a lot of people watching this morning might not be that familiar with. Talk about some of the artists in more detail that's going to be joining you on the 24th.
Well, actually, 3 of us are on the J Music label. That includes myself, Janae Gray, and Mariah Billups. They're the other 2. They're my 2 label mates. Phenomenal new artists. It's a blessing to be around people that has the same goal as you. Tyrus Russell, big in Atlanta, phenomenal artist and mentor. He just called me just yesterday, and just, you know, he always gives me encouraging words, you know. He reminds me a lot of my dad. My dad has so much wisdom, and it's been plenty of times that I was going through, and I tell you, my dad have been there. And it's just like another version of him, you know. And but Rosalind Crawford, she's phenomenal. She's in the Birmingham area. Evangelist Rosalind Crawford, powerhouse in the gospel industry, and including myself. So I'll be closing the show out, but you guys get a chance to see all of them perform and sing, and we're just looking forward to, you know, having a good time. And our prayer is that the Lord just meet us there. That's what we want. We do all this for Him. It's not about us, not about the spotlight, not about us putting on our nice clothes, and it's about honoring and worshiping Him. And so that's what we're looking forward to doing.
Wow. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now if the Lord tarries?
Well, continue doing music. Hope to have at least about 2 full albums out by then. And I'm still doing what I'm doing now, but I believe God is going to take me from glory to glory, because only what you do for him is what's going to last. So he gave me this gift. I'm using it for him, so I know he's gonna direct me in the path that I need to go.
What about your high school career?
High school, it was quite different for me. I was active in high school. People knew I could sing, but believe it or not, I didn't even sing in the high school chorus. I didn't. But
Took Sister Ella calling you out.
it did. It really did. I just was always laid back, reserved. I was sat back and I applauded everybody else. You know, it didn't bother me. You know, but sooner or later, you know, the Lord, he tugs at your heart and he lets you know, okay, son, it's time to step on out. And I believe Pastor Ella stepping in on that Wednesday afternoon was my notion, okay, it's time for you to step out. And from that day forward, and I was in high school. Actually, I was in middle school. And high school, you know, it was a push for me. You know, I always had to go the extra mile to do things. Nothing really came as easy to me as it did everyone else. And I knew then I was chosen.
Sure.
I knew God had a calling on my life. I just didn't understand at a young age. But as I got older, I realized, you know, everything that everybody else do, I might not be able to do, you know, because there was a calling on my life. And I look back on it and I'm appreciative of that. I really am. I'm appreciative of my raising, my parents, my mom and dad. I grew up with two parents, you know. And I ask myself sometimes, you know, I wonder how would I have turned out had I not had both of my parents with me, you know? So I'm blessed, I really am. I'm blessed to be up under the leadership of my pastor and be a part of reaching the world. It's just a blessing. I learn something new every day, I do. So I'm excited. I'm excited, and I thank God for where he has brought me to where I am now. So
what can people expect from the single-release concert at Reaching the World Bible Church on February 24th? What's going to be happening there, and is there tickets available, or how does that work? And tell us more about the event itself.
Well, as I tell everybody, there's no tickets. All you got to do is just bring yourself, bring your face, and show up. Actually, my singles will not be there that exact day, but what we're going to do, we're going to have a sign-up list for everyone that wants it. What we're going to do when it comes in, we're going to come back to my church, and
when will it be released?
At this time, it did not show up on the time that we expected.
Okay.
So we should have it within probably about the next 6-7 days, but it's going to be on all digital outlets as well. iTunes, Amazon, everywhere you can think of is going to be on. So we're doing a sign-up list, and everyone that wants to, we're sending everybody out an email the day that it releases. We're going to come back. We'll have it all there. Everybody be able to get their copy. So, but I'm actually performing the song live. So that's a fun factor about it as well. So,
are you already looking at the second song on the project?
Actually, I'm kind of done with the second
song
on the project. I actually will be starting my album this summer.
Okay.
But I've already completed 2 songs.
Wow.
And Sleeping Prepared is one of them. So, what was so funny and ironic about that was Sleeping Prepared wasn't even going to be my first single. I went in working on one song, and God dropped in my spirit that this is the song that I need to release because it's so deep. And it's a right now word. Just a week ago, we lost 17 innocent lives to gun violence. You know, stuff like that. You know, we it's so quick to take Christ out of everything. And nothing will work when you take Christ out of it.
And Brother Henry and Perderous, this is not a Republican Democrat kind of thing. This is a not only just nationwide, but this is a worldwide issue that we have with young people being snuffed out at such a young age. And I wonder sometimes how many Perderouses have we missed?
My Lord.
You know, that did not be able to follow through with their dream like this young man.
Well, Jimmy, you're so right. You know, we teach. I remember Sister Ella teaching a particular message that said, "Do you know where's the richest place in the world?" And she said, the graveyard. So many untapped dreams and lives that were taken before their time and that never got a chance. But that's the reason it's so important for us to care about life. Absolutely. And about the life that Jesus gave us. And Perderous and J Music is one asset and one way that you can minister out the love of God to people so that they can know who they are in Christ and whose they are. And as he said, it's all about Jesus. It's all about lifting up his name and getting people to know him.
Perderous, when I was growing up, and I thought about this when I saw the title "Sleeping Prepared." The prayer that I was always groomed to pray as a little guy. Now I lay me down to sleep. Yeah. And a lot of children pray that prayer today, but sleeping prepared, knowing that, man, I've got a great future in Christ.
Absolutely.
And I can make a difference in somebody else's life.
Right.
And you can pillow your head knowing that you're in God's plan.
Absolutely. And not only is it important to sleep prepared, but we should be prepared all the time. The question is, if we come across someone that don't know Christ, can we lead them to Christ? You know, can we pray with them? Are we available? Do we have what it takes to do that?
That lay me down to sleep prayer won't work.
It won't. It won't. So that's why it's important to know God for yourself. You know, a lot of people sit in church and they nod their head, but do you really know? You know, so it's important. You know, and that's one thing I'm telling you. I've seen. You know, with my dad, my pastor, they're equipped. They are. You know, my dad, he ministers everywhere he go, and I see that. That's nothing that I've heard. I watched that. My pastor, he ministers, and I see that, you know, and that made me question myself. Okay, Perderous, if someone walk up to you and don't know Christ, can you lead them to Christ? That's being prepared. So not only are you sleeping prepared, but you're being prepared while you're awake. Every single day of your life, it's important to just remain prepared because you don't know who God is going to place in your path. And you are sometimes the only light that shines that people are going to realize, man, God is real, you know? So, you know, this whole thing is all God. It's all God. And I'm super excited to share it with my hometown. I'm really excited about
We're
that.
just a few days away.
Yes, Lord.
From the single release concert at Reaching the World Bible Church on North Cannon Avenue in Sylacauga. How can they find out more about your music?
You can find me on Perderous Coleman on Facebook. In my Instagram, DERIOUS Martez. And plus, you just keep looking out. We are launching our J Music Productions website in a few weeks. It'll be on there. So you just keep a lookout. Anyone that have Apple Music is going to be on iTunes, Amazon, everywhere you can think of. So I'm super excited. I'm really excited.
Now, the audience that you're seeking to reach, is it old folks like me? I didn't say that, brother.
I'm glad you clarified that.
But who is this music geared for to minister to? All in all, or certain groups of people?
I want everyone to come into the light, but my heart captures a lot of the young people. You know, I was one of those young people that I would stand up on Sundays and sing and give God all the praise, but I would go home and I would be like, Lord, I'm dealing with this, I'm dealing with that. And a lot of people don't feel like that young people go through things. They do. The young man that I knew not too long ago committed suicide. We never would have thought. He was actually one of my classmates. It's sad. It's really sad. And a lot of times, you know, we see people on the outside, but we don't know what they're dealing with, you know, and not saying we all don't deal, but my young people my heart really, you know, that's why I was kind of like, okay, you know, we want to do this concert. We want everybody to just kind of be relaxed, dress down. You don't have to wear a suit, you can wear a blazer. I just want to draw everybody But I really want the young people to know that, listen, you can have style. You can have, as they say, swag. You can do all of that, but still love Christ, you know? So my heart really gears towards the young people. So, you know, that includes y'all too.
All right.
So.
Thank you.
Glad to be included. 3 o'clock on Saturday over at Reaching the World Bible Church promises to be a fantastic day, and
Yes.
A day of worship and showcasing the single release concert, Sleeping Prepared, Perderous Coleman. And when you look to this event, how do you prepare yourself spiritually, knowing that there's going to be a lot of people there?
Yeah.
There's people watching this morning that won't make it to that concert, but yet you talked about sleeping prepared, ever at a moment's notice, ready to share the good news of Christ, whether it's in song or the life that we lead.
Absolutely. Leading up to any event that I have to minister at, because this is ministry again, fasting and praying. That's what I do, and it's so funny, and I'm pretty sure that the pastor can witness with me along. It's like when you start fasting and praying, that's when the enemy like to fight. He like to come in on every hand and every foot. He like to throw everything at you to try to get you off and get you distracted. But I have to let him know that I have the greater one on the inside of me, and everything that you throw, it would no weapon that's formed against me will prosper. So fasting and praying, I'm constantly somewhere with my head buzzing and listening to my music, and that's how I get through with having to prepare for such a time as this. So fasting and praying is the biggest thing. That's what I do.
Brother Henry, that takes us back to the church, fasting and praying, and you know, I'm all right into that praying, but that fasting, that's but it's not necessarily fasting food.
Yes.
You know, it's getting yourself in the presence of God.
Absolutely.
You know, Jimmy, a lot of times we think of fasting as something that's going to change God. Fasting doesn't change God. Fasting gets our mind off all the distractions and allows us to hear God speak to us.
Absolutely.
It changes us. And so anytime that we have great challenges, we need to be prepared to stand strong and stand long. But God is a right now God, and right now is an opportunity for folks to receive Him, where no matter what's going on in their life. And that's the reason young people like Perderous and others in the J Music that want to present Him is so important. And this music is for everybody, and I think everybody's gonna have an opportunity to fall in love with Perderous Coleman, but to fall in love with Jesus.
J Music presents Perderous Coleman's single release concert entitled Sleeping Prepared. That will be Saturday afternoon at 3 p.m. over at Reaching the World Bible Church at 109 North Cannon Avenue in Sylacauga. Very quickly, we've got about 2 minutes left. Perderous, who are you? You know, we've talked about your music. We've talked about what's going to be happening over at the church. But who is Perderous Coleman that you want people to see and know that this Christ that you talk about can be their difference maker too?
Listen, I'm a young man that have faced a lot of obstacles. I'm a young man that a lot of people probably looked at and said, oh, he's not going to do much. But look where I am now. And that comes from seeking God for myself, knowing who He is, being up under a good ministry, having family that supports me, that loves me. So I'm a young man that loves Christ, but I never want to be broadcast as a person like, well, people feel like I'm too good to be around them, or I have this going on. I deal with things just like everyone else. I go through things just like everyone else. But I know that no matter what I face, God is always there to bring me out of every situation that I go through. So I love God, and that's the main thing. And everything that I do, I reference Him. I know that everything that I do is all because of Him, and it all goes to Him. So I'm a young man that just loves Christ. I love fashion. I love clothes, but I love Christ even more. So, yeah, that's what I want people to know about me, that, you know, he's not too good to be around. I don't mind coming back home doing anything, no matter where God takes me. But I know who I do it for, and it's all because of him where I am now. So I'm grateful for that.
Thank you for both being here this morning. Perderous Coleman and the single release concert, Sleeping Prepared. It'll be over at Reach of the World Bible Church on Saturday beginning at 3 p.m. 109 North Cannon Avenue in Silica. Brother Henry Looney, he and Sister Ella, the senior pastor there. Thank you so much for being here today, and hope you have a fantastic Wednesday. And Brother Henry, we'll see you in just a couple of moments with Raising a Standard.
Thank you,
Yes, sir.
Brother
Thank you for
Jennifer.
having me.
All right, we got more Daybreak coming up.